So the first step is to get a plain white piece of paper. You're going to be using both sides. This is pretty simple. You just take it and you fold it in half the long way. Then you fold it in half again. And then you're going to have another rectangle here like this. You fold it in half again. 8 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to use the other side, so you have 16 boxes to work with. And that's the first step. Second step, a scout is going to want to do is he's going to want to write down the opponent that you're facing. This week we're going to be watching the offensive team. We'll call them the red and gold team. That's our opponent. So we're going to watch the red and gold 15. You know, if you're playing, Littleton High School or Orange Grove High School, that's who you write down. You just write Orange Grove. But either way, I'm going to write down red and gold and then the year 15, and so that way we're organized. And these are going to be our play boxes here. So you got 1 play, 2 play, 3 play, 4 play, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're just going to draw our art in here once we actually watch the play. So that's what we're going to move on to next, is the actual plays. Now that we have our scouting software loaded up, right now I'm using a recruiting software. It's identical to Huddle. We're basically just going to be watching the first play of the opponent's offense. Remember what we said, red and gold 15. So we're going to be watching the red and gold team. That's these guys right here. And so basically what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to look at is what formation set they're in. Okay, so what we have, we're gonna take our piece of paper and we're going to draw the formation. So what I'm going to teach you now is how to draw up your assignments, the assignments of the red and gold team, your opponent that you're scouting against. Basically what you want to try to do is you want to start by drawing up where the center is, and he's here. And you might want to draw up what hash he's on. If he's on the left hash, you can just write left hash. These are optional things. The left hash thing is optional. You don't have to actually do that. Now, it comes down to what position you're playing for who you're keying, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Okay? So first thing we're going to do is, after drawing the center, is the relationship with the quarterback. He's under center on this particular play, as we'll see on the film. And then the fullback is directly behind him. Okay? Now you're going to locate the guys that are on the line of scrimmage that are eligible receivers. Here we have the tight end. And we have a receiver out of the box over here. Okay? Next, we're going to find the other remaining pieces to the puzzle. So we're not drawing in the linemen because we're not looking at the linemen yet. But we have 5 linemen plus 2 eligible guys on. That's 7. 5 linemen plus 2 eligible is 7. And then you have your quarterback. That's 8. You have your fullback. That's 9. So we're missing 2 guys. In this play, it's a wing over here and a wing over here. That's 10 and 11. Okay? So now we're gonna stop the play. You know, we're looking at the formation. We're trying to figure out what the motion is. Okay, so as of right now, we're on a 2x2 because we got 2 eligible to the right of the center and 2 eligible players to the left of the center. So they're in a 2x2. Now again, we haven't drawn up any of the linemen yet because we're not concerned with the linemen right at this moment. Okay. So now what we're going to try to figure out is are there any motions going on? Okay, so in this particular play, yes, there is a motion. Okay, so we're going to draw the motion up, and you're just gonna slow it down and try to figure out where the motion stops or where it goes. Okay, so he snaps the ball. The quarterback snaps the ball when he's basically directly behind the quarterback. And they call the cadence when he's behind the quarterback here. Okay, so then you're going to figure out the path that he takes. You know, take your time, look at it. He bounces it out, bubbles it, and turns it up the sideline just like this, okay? Now, that's the motion. Come to find out, the motion man was actually the guy that received the ball, okay? So you're going to color that circle in because that signifies who has the football, okay? Now, if you want to get fancy, you can draw in the number of the player that got the ball. You just got to kind of take a good look at it. It's number 7, so you write number 7 next to the guy. Okay? Now, what we're going to look at next is we're going to look at what each player did individually according to what keys you're taught to read. Okay? So now your keys are basically... what the term key, if you've never heard it before, is your responsibility that you're supposed to read in order to tell you where the ball is going. And I can tell you this as a scout that's worked in scouting for a long time, for filled out reports for Division I, Division II, Division III colleges. I can always tell the difference between the guys that are just pure athletes and the guys who really watch tape and understand a play. They're not making false steps. They're faster to the football. The guys that know how to watch tape, the stuff that you're learning to do right now, those are the guys that I can see on film making plays more often than not, rather than just sort of running to the football and happen to be there because of their athleticism. So this is very important stuff to learn. So you're going to want to pay attention here on what you're taught to read. Okay. So if you're a safety, I mean, I teach safeties to read the guards, but I don't know who you're supposed to read. I mean, some coaches want you reading the tackle, some teach you to read the wing, whatever. Just know who you're supposed to read and draw them on the page. And then, so say it's the guard, okay? Say it's the right guard or the left guard. You're going to draw in the guards according to whatever you're reading. On this particular play, the right guard, you're going to draw up what he does. On this particular play, the guard reaches to the right side. All right. So I already know as a safety, my key is telling me the ball is going this way because they're trying to block this way. So you can kind of get a good idea of where the ball is going already. Next, you move on to whatever your key is next. Say it's the quarterback. You're going to draw in the quarterback's art. Okay. And what he does, he reverse pivots, and he's the actual guy to pitch the ball right here to the wingback that goes in motion. Okay? So again, if you're reading your keys, boom to boom, he's telling you the ball's going this way. He's opening up and pitching the ball that way. Guess where the ball's going? It's more likely than not going this way. Okay? So this is basically just a quick way to read your keys. Now, say you're a cornerback, okay? You're out here at corner, and say you're taught to read the tackle, okay? So then you draw on the tackle. You don't have to worry about drawing the guard, okay? And he reaches as well on this one, okay? So your job is to see that. I don't know if you're forcing, like you're in flat, like cover 2, or you're playing deep. In this example, I believe he's in deep coverage. We'll go over that. But either way, you're just reading your keys and trying to draw up the artwork onto what's going on here, okay? And, you know, you can draw up what this guy's doing as well if you'd like. He comes off and he cuts at the second level. The last two things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to write how many yards he got on this play. You slow it down. You don't have to be exact, you know, plus 20 yards. That's about what he got. And then in this box here, you're going to draw another box, and you're going to write a tally mark. So they've run it one time. If they run it again, you don't have to drop the art again. You just drop another line. You see what I'm saying? So that way you can save yourself a little bit of time, and you can create a tendency on what they like to do. Because, hey, they got 20 yards on this play. Guess what they're probably going to come back to? This play at some point. So if you see, you know, this guy pulling again, this guy reaching again, and the quarterback reverse pivoting, hey, we got toss again, okay? So, or outside zone sweep, whatever you want to call it. So basically, all you're looking at is how many times they've run it and the set. They got a 2x2 set, and they've run this 2 times. So this gets your mind familiar with what their plays look like. And when you can write it down and see it actually happening, that's when you start to get better as a football player. This is where your awareness comes from, is being able to diagnose these things and maybe isolate this right here as a corner. Okay, all I'm looking at is right here. All this other stuff is BS. I'm reading this right here, okay? And then, hey, what do you know? This guy reached out and cut. This guy reached out, and the ball came out here. So here's that play in full motion, full speed that we're talking about seeing. that we did the artwork for just now. Again, you're going to see the motion by the wing. You got a tight end here. You got your X receiver out here on the perimeter. Those are the two guys that are on. They're the ones drawn with a triangle. Okay. Now you have your two wings and your fullback, and then your 5 guys on the line, and your quarterback behind center. So that's 11. You got 5 plus 1 is 6. You got your 2 guys on, 7, 8, and you know you got 3 guys in the backfield. 9, 10, 11. 9, 10, 11. Okay? So, again, whatever your keys are, whatever your coach teaches you your keys are, you go with that. When I was coaching and when I was being taught, defensive backs are typically, if you're on the corner, you're reading tackle to quarterback or tackle to near back to quarterback, depending on the triangle that they give you. Safeties, you're reading either guard or tackle to near back quarterback. Near back would be this guy here, the guy in the 2-point stance. So it all depends on who's teaching you what. Either way, you're getting tendencies and you're getting all the information you need to do whatever you need to do in order to execute better. Because I mean, let's face it, guys. You know, you're out there in the gym all winter long. You're in the summertime. You're sweating it off doing the agility ladders. I mean, I know what you do. I know what you go through. Now the most important part is something that everybody skips out on, and that's the mental part. And this is what you're going over right now. So let's see it one more time. Okay. So you're going to get that motion back right here. Okay. Now keep an eye on this. Now say you're the corner. Keep an eye on this tackle. What's he do? He reach steps. Now a reach step, you got to know if he's trying to reach this way and seal off the outside. Guess where the ball's going, fellas? Right outside. So, if you're in a deep responsibility, your job isn't to force the ball here. This corner's job isn't to watch this corner's job isn't to force the football. He's in a deep coverage. He doesn't want. His job is to defend the deep part of the field. It looks like a cover 3. Okay, so he's not supposed to come up and charge and make a play on the run. His job is to fade back and make sure he doesn't get beat over the top with a double pass or a play action or whatever. But either way, he plays it okay. He takes the front door instead of the back door. Okay, front door being a bad pursuit angle because the kid just runs outside of him, right here. Okay, if you go over the back door, he can make a play. He's got a better angle, but this running back just beats him to the outside. No problem there. Okay, so if you're the safety here, again, you're watching guard or tackle or whatever. Either way, say you're watching the right guard or the right tackle, they both reach step. And say you're watching near back, he arc releases. So you know where the ball is going here. I mean, it's probably not going left. The entire offensive line and the wing is going right. The ball is going right. Okay? So you're in a deep responsibility still. Your job is to come up and make sure nothing happens over the top. He makes a nice play. He's a safety now. He's not supposed to make a play 20 yards in the backfield, for Pete's sake. He's supposed to make a touchdown-saving tackle, which is what the safety does here pretty well. Okay? So again, and say you're on the backside corner. If you're the backside corner, again, what you're reading, I mean, depending on what the coach teaches you, you got your guard and your tackle to the left-hand side of the formation. And hell, even the wing back goes away from you, the near back goes away from you, which means the ball, you're a cutback defender at this point, and you're just making sure that he doesn't cut it back and make a play on your side of the field, basically. So that's the basics of watching a play unfold on tape. So that way, when you go to play your rival or your next opponent, you can sort of take a look at it and fill out the little sheet that I gave you. And this is a good way to scout.
Shine.